Hello everyone, it's me, Sid, with the start of the Summer of City Builders. Today I'm starting off with my all-around favorite city builder that's an indie game. I'm a rather large fan of indie games. Prison Architect. Now, this first episode is mainly going to be compromised of me planning out what I'm going to build, what I'm going to do. So unless you like to sit here and listen to me ramble about what exactly I plan to build and how exactly I'm planning to build it, you might want to skip this episode. And I'm just going to dive straight into it. So the first thing I want to do is properly set up a gate for prisoners coming in. So let's see, where's the objects? I haven't played this game in a while, so I don't know where exactly everything is. Up there we go, road gate. Now let me just plop it down here. One road gate coming up here and one coming up there. And generally what I like to do is I like to set up the road gate first. It just gives me a sort of relaxing vibe. Like it's like the embarking of a journey. It's like it just fills me with a sense that we're here, we're starting. I generally set up a large fence gate area because I usually expand out the garbage and deliveries for more space later on. And there we go, the fence gate has already been pre-planned, so if I unpause it, they'll start building it, but I don't want them to start building yet. I like to enjoy building while I start planning. Now, the first thing I usually do as I plan is... Actually, I'm going to just have them start building it now because I forgot where the fence stopped and started. Okay, so there we go. That's where the fence is going to start. Alright. So, usually I like to start my prisons off with a sort of entrance and office building combination. So, the entrance to the prison... And, oh, I should have started this in the corner. The entrance and waiting lobby, as they've described it. I don't know if it's still called a waiting lobby anymore. It's called the reception. Yeah, where prisoners are first taken. Yeah, I like to put these into one building, where the front lobby of it is going to be where prisoners come in for the reception, and then on the sides of it I have the offices for all the staff. So that way I don't have to worry about them being in a separate building, nor do I have to deal with the fact that they're taking up space somewhere else. So that way it keeps things in a small space, and then when we're bringing prisoners in, I can just slot them through metal detectors from the inside here near the reception area. Now let's see if I plan this out right. I normally like to build 3 offices per side. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's 5. No, that's 10. So it's actually... Is this 4x4? If it weren't for the fact that I couldn't count by pixels, I would have obviously figured this out by now, but I'm really stupid about these things. Let's see. That is actually too large of an office space. God, I forgot it. Yeah, this is actually too long in the size over here. Right, there we go. Now that is an office. That's the size of one office. Okay, somebody's getting an extra large office because I didn't make this even. Will this bug me later on with my raging case of OCD? Yes. Very much so. And the gates are down and the shadows are bugged out. Can't be surprised that the shadows are bugged out, but anyways. Should I change the size of this so that it's not going to bug my OCD? I will, in fact. So, okay, so how large is it? It's 1 too large. So that means everything has to move over 1, and then I'm going to delete the back wall over there. So you move over 1, you move over 1, didn't move it over 1. Somehow I feel like this is not the solution I was looking for. You know, I'm just going to knock this wall down. Just going to plan it out. You'll have to bear with my indecisiveness a lot during this. Very indecisive when it comes to building. Alright, there you go. 3 offices there. And the same for here. We'll be going with the 3 office slotting up here. Now what I do with these 3 offices is kind of strange, and I just realized that this reception area is going to be huge. Yes, I said huge. Completely stuttered it, completely vaulted up. We've got tons of land space. I did go without trees because I could have went with trees actually. Trees would have been better. I could have cut them down for cash, but I took them out just because extra time. Who has time to deal with trees and stuff? Yeah, this reception area is huge, but we're going to deal with it because the bigger they are, the harder they fall, am I right? Alright, let's see. So the reception area is set, pre-planned. Next is the actual prison. Now, what I usually do is I sort of set up the waiting rooms first, which reminds me I should actually take on these contracts so that I can get some cash when we start. Holding cells, shower, yard, kitchen, canteen, 2-car, yeah, that's what I'm going to take. Build 2 offices, hire a warden, hire a accountant, 5,000 advancement, I'll take it, I guess. Alright, now for the administration center, I'm going to start that one first, so I'm going to start having them build the waiting area. It's very expensively. 5,000? No, that's not that bad. I'm paying 5,000 to get 5,000, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'll have them started on it. Next, I'm going to plan so next up is probably for my planning is, hey, hold up, I need to actually take off the intake to none so that way I don't get any prisoners while I'm pre-planning all these buildings and then suddenly prisoners come in and just like, uh-oh, spaghetti-o. I'm just going to mark this as pathway so I can remember later. Yes, marking is good. Now next, so that's the holding cell. Is it the actual right size? It needs to be at least, yeah, that's the right size. Next up is the shower area. Now what I usually do when I start Prison Architect is I start with a low security prison, so that way I can get prisoners in without having to worry about them writing and then solely siphon off the cash that I get from them in order to expand the prison to take higher risk prisoners and have the equipment to deal with them in case if they do try and riot or if they need special needs that need to be facilitated. All those kind of things I just pre-plan in a small minimum sectors prison. And I'm thinking I might actually just go with an outdoor prison instead of making it a whole huge indoor prison. It's stranger that way, but it feels like it would be less work to maintain. I just went silent there because I just realized that there's something strange about the building, and yeah, there's if you don't notice it, thank goodness you don't notice it if you have OCD, because I noticed it immediately, and it's too late to fix it. So that's why we plan everything, guys. One job, plan it out, and I completely failed on planning it out. So the next thing I want to do is plan the cell block. Now, oh right, I built the administration center, so I'm probably going to want to set up a jail door here. Yeah, the jail doors only go up to 2, and it'd be unnecessary to put a 3rd one on it. Let me just set one right here. There we go. So they're going to set the doors on that. When they get the door set up on that, it's just going to click into shape. There it goes. And there we go. I was slightly worried for a second. I was like, it doesn't seem to be clicking into place, and there it goes. Now it's all clicked into place, and they're installing the lights, which is great. And the light has, occasionally when things are being built in this, lights get caught in walls. I've noticed that it's a very often thing that occurs. Don't know why. It's just like 1 out of 9 walls. Anyways, I'm going to set for those to be built. I need these 2 offices immediately built. And I'm just going to speed things up while they do it. Of course, another light bulb has been caught out of place. right in the walls. Dismantle, please. That is strange. I can't seem to order walls to be built. Bug? Okay, there we go. It was just having a momentary lapse. And 2 lights are actually being caught on that one. I think they'll dismantle them themselves, hopefully. Yeah, they're on it. Alright, there you go. So now these offices have been built. Now I just need to set up a staff door on these 2, since we're only going to be using these 2 until we start the prison. Next I'm going to... Well, would really make it easy if I went to the Rooms tab and made... Don't mind me, I'm extremely blind all of a sudden. Office. That way I can find the office items easier, because they've added a large amount of office. Okay, so 1 there and there. Need the chair. Filing cabinet, very important. And then now that the filing cabinet, once the filing cabinet comes in, it's going to lock in as a room, and then I'm just going to hire my warden. And bada bing, bada boom, and he chooses the wrong one! Alright, so, well, now that the warden is in, and this is very important because now I can start having the game go through, is if I go to... Did they change the location of... Hold on, give me a second. I'm looking for where we can go into bureaucracy, but I don't see it. They may have moved it. Oh, right. Yeah, here it is. It's up there. There we go. I would have had to pause the recording, go online, look up where is the bureaucracy. But it's all good. It's all good. I found it. Took me a moment, but I found it. Now we can go into planning cell block A. Now usually what I try and go for with a cell block A is I try and cram 16 prisoners in 2x3 rooms. Well, each prisoner gets 2x3 rooms, so that way we can keep space cheap. Now it's going to be 3 vertically, so I need to just meet the maximum of 3, 5. I just need to keep this nice and even at 16, so it'll take 2. Alright, so that's 1 prison cell. I need to keep that in mind when I'm doing this. It takes 4 right now, so for 1 cell. I could just drag it out and just cut it out myself. You know, that's probably what I'm going to do in order to save myself some mental time. Is I'm just going to go like this, and I'm going to say, whee! And we can just cut it out from there. Or, nope. Just the little things that you do just to get a prison planned. It makes you feel like if this is what real prison planners go through, how long do they have to just sit there at night thinking, how do I make this work? It gives me a sense of realism, which is what I really enjoy. Now let me count how many prison cells this is. Good enough. Alright, so now that's all squared away. Now we can just start. This is the showers. Now I'm going to set the yard to be dead center here. I don't have to worry about the space of the yard since it's just going to be really small with some grass and some weights and a couple foams, and that's it. Now, normally what I don't do with these minimum security prisons that I start so I can rake in some easy cash is I don't set up the laundry system and stuff like that, because usually I don't have it unlocked in bureaucracy, but I'm going to plan for it instead, because I've noticed since the recent update, they've started doing things where they're more dependent on entertainment and working, I'm going to plan for them, and when we unlock them, we're going to start building them. So I'm actually going to plan the canteen out here. This is going to be the canteen. This half is going to be for the kitchen, and this half is going to be for prisoners. Now, out here is where I'm going to put the medical office, with the morgue in the back. I'm not too confident that we'll need a morgue, but you always have to plan for a morgue in these kind of things. Finances still not been unlocked, that's a shame. Now, here's where we're going to start planning things. Oh, and I've reached the world border. Hello, world border. I did not expect to reach the world border so fast. Okay, so this is going to be the laundry room. And do I feel like unlocking machine press? No, I'm not really feeling machine press at all. And I'm not a fan of having prisoners do cleaning, because they end up going into areas and start picking up things that they shouldn't have. And when you have an outdoor prison like this, if prisoners pick up things, it's very difficult to take them away from them. So I'm just going to avoid having cleaning as an option for prisoners and just have them do laundry instead. And then we're going to also instill a... Oh, wait a second, this isn't planning, this is actually building. Oops, that could have been disastrous. I'm going to plan out a small library for the nerds. And, how many desks does it take to make a classroom? Because I know classrooms required an absurd amount of seats in order to meet the requirements. Oh. They made it smaller. You used to require 30 desks in order to make a classroom. Or is that just one of the grants? Let me have a look-see. Now that's prison greater, of course. Grants. Invitation. Engagement, yes. Ah, of course, we need prisoners working in kitchen for that one, so that might be something I work on later if I need the cash. Hopefully I won't. Products, superior breads. That's very difficult. Okay, I guess it's one of the 7 more hidden. But I do know that there will be a point where they'll ask us for a school with 30 seats in it. It might be ridiculous like that. Anyways, has the warden figured it out? Has he figured it out? How to make financing? He still has not figured out financing. One job. Just literally one job. So, I suppose now we can start instilling the buildings, but first of all, I need to instill the #1 deterrent for all prisons. Is lots and lots of fencing. I bet you're thinking, fencing's not going to keep them out. Well, this is a temporary solution. At most, eventually, they'll dig past it if they get past all the security guards and all the magnetics that I'm going to have out here with dogs. They're definitely not going to pass these fences yet. Their fences are a very poor deterrent, but for beginning prison, they're probably the easiest deterrent. And now they get the fun job of rigging up lots and lots of fencing. Now we're going to start setting up the primary buildings. First of all, we need the waiting room, which is the first thing on our grant list if I pulled it up. And waiting room is being... While I wait for that to be built, I'll look at this list. Holding cell. I call a lot of things waiting room for some reason. I'm not exactly sure. I can just unplan these. Otherwise they're going to stick there forever. I just heard like a really loud ding, and I'm not exactly sure what went ding. Ambient noises, everyone. While these guys go to work, I might actually just speed the video up because even though this is at the highest speed available, it's still pretty slow. So I'm going to speed the video up and then put some very nice music while you enjoy the wait. And I am back. It seems like they finally managed to finish it, and they also finished the waiting room. I'm sorry, the holding cell. They finished the holding cell while we were waiting, which is great. So I'm gonna actually hold off on finishing the rest of these buildings over there because there's something else I want to build. I completely forgot about this, and as they were building, I realized, wait a second, this is a blunder. I need to build a storage area and a resting room for the staff. That is what I completely forgot. Usually I build those first because that's where all the stuff ends up. And I realized that I'm also going to need a separate area right here for a special reason. So this is going to be the entirety of the storage area, and the waiting room, the resting area is going to be over here. Do I really need a resting area that big? Why not? Alright, so it's going to be a completely $5,000 build. Luckily the other buildings aren't large buildings that are scaling into each other. They would actually go up in price. And luckily we make $700 a day, even though we don't have any prisoners because of what? Oh right, I need to have an accountant. That would be really great if they... Oh, he's done it! He's done it, guys! He's done it! He's finally researched financing. We're saved! Totally over here saved, and we just lost out on that previously $700 per day. But hey, we get a federal grant of $2,000. Wow, we lose a lot in corporation taxes. I see why they've decided to add the tax relief option, and it costs $10,000. That's right, $10,000. Micromanage, let's see. Unlocks food logistics, loan needed. Similar laundry. Ah, yes. Micromanagement, very important. I'm surprised was that always a thing in this game? I feel like it wasn't. I see. So they finally made it so that instead of giving you micromanagement up front, you have to research it. I see. It used to be something that was automatically given. I haven't played this game in a long time, and I've just gotten into it for the Summer of City Builders. And they've completed this area, but there's no entrance, so they're just gonna be like, what's the purpose of this? I'm just gonna stick a staff door right down the middle. Is that down the middle? The world may never know. And bada bing, bada boom, we're in business. Now the problem is with certain doors like this, when they're open, because there we go. Because sometimes you're looking at it and you can't exactly tell where the hitbox of it ends and begins. So you generally have to order them to be kept shut. And then set it back to normal. Hitboxes, everybody. Anyways, now that we have the primary setup, excuse me for a second. Excuse me, you guys can't come this way. You gotta go the other way. There you go. And already caught on a fence. And they said these fences wouldn't be effective. Now I'm going to set this whole room as storage. Fudging. Now they're just gonna all start U-hauling all the stuff that they get into there. And I'm going to change the size of deliveries to be extra large. And I'm going to set the size of garbage to be extra small. There we go. So now garbage and deliveries have their own space. Now we can continue with the building of everything out here. So the next thing I'm going to build is the shower room, where 10 out of 8 prisoners drop the soap. Yep, 10 out of 8 of them. 2 more drop the soap on purpose. The other 8 do it by accident. And we've got logistics, which means that our chief of staff has actually researched something. Hey man, hardest working member of the industry right there. I should put a large shower door on there so that way when it finishes it'll just clock. We lose 40 per day. That's not bad. That's not good, but it's not bad. And now it's going to lock into place. Oops! That. I love how they all collide into it. Why didn't the game register that as an invalid object? It should have. I've never had something like this happen. Well, now we gotta demolish this wall right here in order for it to be. Come on, man. Come on. There we go. He's out. I don't know what happens, but occasionally they just decide to completely forget about their existence and just ram themselves into tight corners, and their AI just doesn't know how to react. Now this one's going to be the yard. Now as they quickly scurry around like small animals to build the yard. And now this shower room has been elongated into a shape that does not please me, so I'll have to make do. A lot of things that I've planned in this just aren't going right. They're going left. And I'm right-handed, so that's not good. Intense fence building. Now, the next step is to start building all of these, so I'm actually going to pause here so that way I can order the foundations and the walls for each of these to be built with each door, because if you do it afterwards, it's sort of... Oh. That's windows. I thought it was a door. My bad. So you have door here, door here, door here, door, 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 door. A door for you, door for them, door for here, door for there. Alright, now we've got doors everywhere. Next I need to also tell them to build walls there. Nope, I can't queue walls on top of walls. That makes sense. Alright, go. Go, my minions. Build for me. Build. I just love how sometimes they just pull items from thin air. And I have no idea where this workman's going. Oh, he's carrying it to storage. He's not going to go help out with the bricks that he has. He's just going to take them to storage. Because why help out your fellow employee, am I right? And I love how these stacks of contents still have not been moved with the free time they've had. I think that ding was... Yes, he's finally done it. He's done it, guys. He's finally completed another research. Now I'm going to order in health and security, because those are going to be my next two grants to take on. And let's see, grants. Health and well-being, medical ward, 2 doctors, psychologists, yes. Education reform, that is not... There we go, that is the one that I was talking about. You need 20 school desks. It used to be 30 school desks. At least they're being sane now. Now, how big is my school? Not big enough. I swear, every time I plan something, I just completely balls it up. Look at this. Overextended fence is overextended. I really need to focus on when I'm building small things. I tend to just quickly drag and look away and never realize it until later. Alright, now the prisoners, the structure of the prisoner buildings are being built. I actually just realized that until these buildings are built, I'm going to have to fence the area off so that way prisoners don't go near them, and that way it'll be easier to build. So the easiest way to do this is to start fencing it off now from the outside. Alright, so now I'm just going to have a fence be built that way, so when this is built and everything else is built, they won't come through here. That would have been a gaping hole through my plans. Get it? Gaping hole? Because there would have been a literal hole in the building, you know. No, I'm not going to acknowledge that. Alright, it never happened. It never happened. And I've just had a look over at my clock and we've just hit the 30-minute mark. So I want to thank you all for watching. There'll be more episodes like this. I'm trying to keep them up at one a week. And thank you for watching. If you just skip towards the end because, oh my god, it's just so boring, I don't blame you. The start of these things is always the most boring. Next episode, hopefully we'll finish off the canteen area and finish the medical building. And then we'll start filling in the objects and start slamming prisoners in here. And then start tasing them immediately. Just kidding, we haven't unlocked tasers. So there will be a taser rollout, and I will, on one episode hopefully, just make a save and copy that save and then load up the save and then start having our guards start tasing everyone. And when I say everyone, I mean everyone. So, thank you. This is me saying goodbye, and have a nice day.